program. We had half of the members on the ECHO board resign out of protest. What's going on with this picture, folks? There's a lot of things going on. Then we have the county doing the consolidation, you know, fast pacing it, just steamrolling over it, which I have a problem with that. You know, it makes me question what's going on here. Why so quick? Mm-hmm. And like I said, it needs to be a thoughtful process. It absolutely does when you're talking about public safety. There's a lot of things going on. And then you got the Halifax Area Advertising Authority, what's going on with that board. You got Deltona State College, all of that that's happened with Ken Sharples. Then you got Burt Fish Hospital, violation of sunshine laws down there. And it's a mess. It's a mess.
It is, and people don't care about breaking the law.
No, I know.
They really don't. And then when they do, they get like a slap on the wrist and go off and say no more type thing. You know?
Yeah, there's no consequences.
Yes.
You must have consequences. Mm-hmm. You know, we need to be fair. We need to be reasonable, and you got to have consequences, justice for your actions. And it's our county's in a mess. If you ask me, it's in a big mess. And people need to get involved. They need to be educated. I know there's a lot to learn, a lot to be educated on. But if you do it in slow stages, you know, sign up for our emails, go to our website, go to Gwen's. I mean, just listening, you guys just listening to Gwen's show is educating yourself. It really is. You know, but get involved. Even if it's, you know, doing an email, doing a phone call, you know, sending a fax, just get involved.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I chair a committee for our sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Gamma Mu Omega chapter, and it's about social justice and human rights. And as a part of that, I sent out all this information that came from the chamber, came from the League of Women Voters, came from other organizations as well, that was giving them a heads up on what was happening legislatively.
Right.
And they were to get that information and pass it on and share it with other people, so that they would be informed.
Right, and educated.
And then they could help to educate other people. And that's kind of what we've been doing during this session. And that is just so key and so important, because, you know, you can read certain things or you can hear certain things and you get kind of slanted or one side or whatever. But people need to not only have the interest, but even the passion, you know, to love this country so much that they want to be as informed as possible,
right,
so that they can make the most informed decisions in regards to it.
Yes.
You know, and if they were to do that, if they would just make the extra effort just to learn more about it, and I know people are busy, you know, people are working 2 or 3 jobs, and some are more.
And it's hard, and they're stressed because their finances. Join the club, though, man. I'm there. I'm with you.
But you know, the thing about it, you know this, Margie, is that those decisions that are being made are going to impact them.
Absolutely.
And their children and their communities.
And you don't want to wake up one day and say, what the heck happened?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You know, how did this happen? How did this decision get made without me knowing about it?
And as we get ready to go off the air, I want to say, in terms of some election legislation that was passed, the governor just signed the bill. You know, it makes it difficult for organizations and groups to actually register voters. So those of you out there who are not registered, you need to take it upon yourself to get with the Supervisor of Elections office and get the application and get registered, number 1. Number 2, being registered doesn't help us or you if you don't exercise your right to vote.
That's for sure.
And we need you to make sure that while you're exercising your right to vote, that you are as informed as possible, so that you make an informed decision. Okay? And not only will you be better off for that, but your children, you will be a great role model for your children and other community persons that are there. I mean, we need, you know, all of us talk about how much we love this democracy. America is great and wonderful, wonderful. But it doesn't remain wonderful by us just sitting on our hands and doing nothing. It remains wonderful by us getting involved like people of old who've done that, you know, who've enacted legislation, who've worked for those things that they feel were right, and tried to correct those things that they felt were wrong. And, you know, Marge and I don't always agree on everything, you know, but we agree that we can, you know, reasonably disagree.
Right, and we still respect each other, and we don't personally attack each other. You know, we can agree to disagree on certain things.
Absolutely.
But let's find the common.
And that's what makes America great.
That's right. That's exactly right. Our differences shouldn't divide us. Absolutely. They should unite us. That's what it's about. You know, and our founding fathers You know, they sacrificed. They sacrificed. They were educated. We need to be educated on the issues. We absolutely do. You know, in this last election, I think there was I think it was either 24,000 or 30,000 people that went to the polls on election day, but did not vote in my race. Didn't, because they didn't know who to vote for. They weren't educated. And which I guess is kind of good that they just, you know, instead of not voting, you know, because they didn't know, but if you're gonna vote, be educated, for goodness sake. That is our duty and our responsibility. And we, like you said, we need to be patriotic. We need to love our country. We live, you know, even with, you know, you hear good and bad about our country, we're still the greatest country on the face of the earth.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, no matter what anybody says, there are a lot of people who are over here that might be hating America, but look at where they are. They're in America.
That's exactly right. They couldn't say it in other countries. You know, my husband's from England, and he came from England to the United States because there's no opportunity over there. There is no, at least here in the United States, if you work hard, and that's a 4-letter word, work, okay, but if you work hard, you can make it here, because we do have the opportunities here. In other countries, you don't have that opportunity, you really don't, and I've seen it, my stepchildren live in it, and it's sad. And, you know, we're so fortunate to live in the United States of America.
Yeah, and you know, when we look at, like, some laws that were passed, there was a law passed that requires those who are welfare recipients to actually take drug tests. Now, I don't have a big problem with that. I have a problem with the fact that they have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Now, if they were to take it, they were to allow them to take the initial drug test, and if they don't have a problem, then you know, then you don't have to take it again for maybe 3 years or something like that.
Right.
And each time they pay for it. But if they take the test, they fail it, then I can see them saying, okay, now you're going to pay for it. But you know, right
out the box, if they're on food stamps, they can't afford it anyway.
Right.
I didn't know that part. You know, I'm in favor. I think what you just said is a better thing. You know, if you fail it, then you pay for it, and you get off the food stamps.
But don't require it and say, but you got to pay for it. And I think they were saying the tests are like $30 a
That's expensive. I mean, that's a water bill.
You know what I'm saying? So let's be, you know, as we were saying all along, be fair, be reasonable. You know. Be honest with one another, and you know, I want to know, can't we all get along, you know?
I know.
Love one another as well, because you know, life is too short. I tell you, if I've learned anything through the death of both of my parents, I have just learned to appreciate life more and to understand that it's just too short. And it's too short for playing games. It's too short for hating, you know, things and people and everything else. We really do need to all come together and learn to get along and learn to work together to make this country a better place.
That's exactly
for us, for our kids and our grandkids and others who will follow, because America is the best country in the world. And if we believe that, then we should work hard to keep it that way and make it even better.
Yes, and I want to say 2 things. That number one, a friend of mine passed away. He was Park Teal. I don't know if you knew Park.
Yeah.
He was my campaign treasurer, and he passed away last Saturday. But what he would always say is, don't die with your dreams. Die with memories. Die with your memories. That means going out there and doing something. Not just dreaming about doing it, but doing it. And number 2, you know, I believe in God. I'm a Christian. And I always feel that if perhaps I don't do the job that God calls me to do, if I choose not to do it, then God will raise somebody else up in my stead to do the job I'm supposed to do. And when I pass from this earthly realm and meet my Heavenly Father in heaven, I don't want Him to say, why did I have to raise somebody else up to do the job you're supposed to do?
Absolutely.
So we're all called here to do something, and we all make a difference. We have especially in the meridian of time that we find ourselves in right now, especially in these times. People know it. Those that know that they have this job to do feel it. They know it, They may not be doing it right now, but I would urge them, get off the sofas and do it.
Absolutely. And when you're doing that God-driven, purposeful thing, you have such passion.
Yes,
Just
you
so-
do.
So much drive.
Yeah.
You know? Even when you're tired, just like you're saying, you know, you do all this stuff and then later, eventually you get home and you eat